There are so many buildings in the USA that look so out of place. Structures that we can all go and see. Structures that we have shown are being burned down and destroyed over and over. These are the structures that we have proven on this channel that hold narratives, stories that are clearly written by either a group of people thinking that we are all too dumb to realize that the stories are made up, or they're written by an AI. When you simply look at one building's narrative, you would never notice anything. But when you put hundreds of them together, like we have done here, we all see the patterns, the repetition, the dates, and the rest, all of it, that's going to take the narrative and expose it to the world, showing that these buildings have a much deeper history, showing that the true narrative is that these buildings have all been here much longer than we've all been told, and built by a much more advanced group of people than the donkey-riding cowboys of the 1800s. So, let's get started. In Mansfield, Ohio, located on 60 South Mulberry Street, we have the St. Peter's Church, where we are told that the first Catholic Mass was celebrated in Mansfield in 1850. Shortly after, Mansfield's Catholic community purchased its first building, a church that was already there. A former Methodist church, and this is where things get very interesting and give it all away, where the parish built its first church in 1870, where it, of course, burned down just 19 years later. And this is very important for anybody new here. We can see with our eyes which buildings look out of place. Buildings that don't belong in the USA, if you were going off the mainstream narrative. Where people, including presidents, were being born in sheds with no bathrooms. Yet, at the same exact time, there are palaces being thrown together right across the street, no problem at all. Over and over, by architects that have no previous training. And there's never a mistake. And then we see nearly every single time this palace-like structure holds the fire narrative, which is a clear pattern, a nod. And we, of course, don't stop there. This is just the beginning of the investigation, because once we see the fire, then we can go deeper. And we see that they built another building right across the street, supposedly. No details on the construction of that one, of course. And then they outgrow it. And this is when the narrative gets exposed. When they tell us that the current structure, the one that's there today, had its cornerstone laid on May 14th, 1911. And due to the First World War, it had delays. And 113 years ago,